What if I told you that one of the most powerful pieces of writing ever created contains vocabulary that could transform your English fluency overnight? Picture this. You're facing your biggest challenge surrounded by people who doubt you, and you need words that carry both emotional weight and linguistic precision. Today, we're diving into Psalm 3, where King David's raw, desperate prayer becomes your gateway to mastering English expressions of fear, faith, and victory. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand every nuance of this ancient text, but you'll also have learned vocabulary patterns that native speakers use when they're under pressure. Ready to discover how a 3,000-year-old psalm can make you sound more natural in English than years of traditional study? Let's start with something fascinating. David begins with, "O Lord, I have so many enemies. So many are against me." Notice the repetition of "so many." This isn't just poetry, it's a powerful English technique called emphasis through repetition. When we feel overwhelmed, we naturally repeat words to show intensity. Native speakers do this constantly. "It's so hot, so incredibly hot today," or "there were so many people, so many I couldn't move." David's using the same pattern here, and it's absolutely perfect for expressing feeling outnumbered or overwhelmed. The word enemies carries weight too. It's stronger than opponents or rivals. In modern English, we might say haters informally, but enemies suggests real threat and opposition. Can you think of a time when you felt like David, surrounded by challenges that seemed impossible to overcome? The phrase, "God will never rescue him," introduces us to a crucial English concept, reported speech with negative predictions. When David says "so many are saying," he's using what we call indirect speech to report what others believe about his situation. This construction, "people are saying that," appears everywhere in English. You'll hear it in news reports, gossip, and everyday conversation. The word rescue is particularly interesting because it implies danger and salvation combined. Unlike help or assist, rescue suggests someone is in real peril and needs immediate intervention. Think about how we use it. Rescue operations, rescue teams, emotional rescue. It's active, urgent, and dramatic. Notice how David doesn't argue with his critics. He simply states what they're saying, which is a mature way to handle negative voices in any language. But here's where David's emotional intelligence shines through his English vocabulary. "But you, O Lord, are a shield around me. You are my glory, the one who holds my head high." The word "but" creates what linguists call a contrast conjunction. It signals that everything is about to change direction. This is fundamental in English argumentation and storytelling. The metaphor of God as a shield gives us military imagery that translates perfectly into modern English expressions. "She's my shield against criticism," or "education is a shield against poverty." The phrase "holds my head high" is particularly beautiful because it combines physical posture with emotional state. In English, we constantly connect body language with feelings. Chin up, stand tall, keep your head up. David understood that dignity and confidence are literally visible in how we carry ourselves. The emotional progression continues with "I cried out to the Lord, and he answered me from his holy mountain." The phrasal verb "cried out" is more intense than simply called or asked. When we cry out, we're at our limit, desperate, sometimes even shouting. This expression appears in everything from literature to everyday speech when describing moments of urgent need. The response "he answered me" uses the simple past tense to show completed action. This isn't about hoping for future help, but celebrating help already received. The phrase "from his holy mountain" adds geographical and spiritual dimension, showing how English can layer meaning through prepositional phrases. Mountains in English literature often represent authority, permanence, and divine perspective. How does it feel to know that your desperate moments can become testimonies of answered prayers? David's confidence builds as he declares, "I lay down and slept, yet I woke up in safety, for the Lord was watching over me." This sentence is a masterclass in English conjunctions and cause-effect relationships, yet introduces an unexpected result. Normally, when we're surrounded by enemies, sleep would be impossible. But David experienced the opposite. The phrase "woke up in safety" uses the preposition "in" to describe a state of being, not just a location. We use this pattern constantly. Live in peace, work in harmony, exist in chaos. The expression "watching over" carries protective connotations that watching alone doesn't have. Parents watch over children, guards watch over prisoners, but friends watch over each other. It implies care, vigilance, and responsibility. Can you imagine having such peace in the middle of your storms that you could actually sleep soundly? The psalm reaches its climactic moment with raw, honest emotion. "I am not afraid of 10,000 enemies who surround me on every side." The number 10,000 in ancient literature meant countless. It's hyperbole, a deliberate exaggeration for effect. English speakers use this technique constantly. "I've told you 1,000,000 times," or "there were thousands of people there." The phrase "on every side" creates complete encirclement imagery. In English, we express being overwhelmed with similar spatial metaphors, attacked from all angles, surrounded by problems, or boxed in by circumstances. David's declaration, "I am not afraid," uses present tense to show current reality, not future hope. This is power language, stating your emotional position as fact, not wishful thinking. What would change in your life if you could declare your fearlessness with such certainty? David's prayer explodes into action with "Arise, O Lord, rescue me, my God. Slap all my enemies in the face. Shatter the teeth of the wicked." These are imperative verbs, commands that show urgency and desperation. Arise is formal, biblical language that we still use in legal and ceremonial contexts. All rise for the judge. The violent imagery might shock modern readers, but it represents emotional honesty about wanting justice. The phrase "slap in the face" has become a common English idiom meaning humiliation or insult. That rejection was a slap in the face. Shatter the teeth creates vivid imagery of completely defeating an enemy's ability to bite or speak against you. In English, we often use dental metaphors for power. Sink your teeth into a problem. Bite off more than you can chew, or show your teeth when threatened. David isn't being vindictive, he's asking for complete victory over forces that oppose what's right. The psalm concludes with profound theological and linguistic beauty. "Victory comes from you, O Lord. May you bless your people." The word victory encompasses complete triumph, not just winning. In English, victory suggests overcoming significant opposition through strength, strategy, or divine intervention. The phrase comes from shows, source, and origin. We use this pattern constantly to explain causation. Wisdom comes from experience. Strength comes from struggle. Joy comes from gratitude. David's final blessing, "May you bless your people," uses subjunctive mood, expressing a wish or prayer. This construction appears in formal English. "May you find peace," "May success follow you," or "May this message encourage you." It's hopeful, generous, and inclusive. After his personal deliverance, David immediately thinks of others who need similar breakthrough. True victory in English, as in life, is never just about personal triumph, it's about lifting others up too. Remember to like this video if you discovered new ways to express overwhelming challenges and divine confidence in English. Subscribe and hit the notification bell because next week, we're exploring how the book of Proverbs can teach you the sophisticated vocabulary patterns that native speakers use to give advice and share wisdom. Which phrase from Psalm 3 resonated most with your current situation? Share it in the comments below. and let's build a community of English learners who find strength in ancient wisdom and modern fluency.